Do you ever feel tossed about by the storms of life? One moment, things seem calm, and the next, chaos erupts, leaving you feeling overwhelmed, anxious, and desperately searching for a stable anchor. It's a common human experience, this yearning for a peace that seems just out of reach, a tranquility that external events constantly threaten to shatter. What if the key to that peace wasn't outside but within? We chase external solutions, a new job, a different relationship, a change of scenery, believing these will finally bring us the calm we crave. Yet often, even when we achieve these things, the underlying disquiet remains. This suggests that perhaps we are looking in the wrong place for the source of our inner turmoil, and consequently, for the source of our peace. The feeling of being out of control is a powerful one. When events unfold contrary to our wishes, when people act unpredictably, or when circumstances shift without our consent, it can feel like we are puppets, our strings pulled by forces beyond our command. This sense of powerlessness is a deep well of anxiety for many. But what if there was one thing, a single domain where you hold absolute sovereignty? A place where your power is unchallenged, regardless of the chaos reigning outside. This isn't a fantasy, but a profound truth recognized by wise minds throughout history, a truth that holds the key to unshakable inner peace. Today, we turn to one such mind, Marcus Aurelius, a Roman emperor who reigned during times of war, plague, and immense political pressure. Yet, through his personal writings, his meditations, he reveals a path to tranquility that is as relevant now as it was nearly 2,000 years ago. He found peace not by changing the world, but by changing himself. Imagine leading an empire, facing constant threats from outside and betrayals from within. The sheer weight of responsibility, the endless stream of problems. How does one maintain composure, let alone inner peace, under such duress? Marcus Aurelius discovered a secret, a fundamental principle that allowed him to navigate these storms. He understood that life will inevitably present us with challenges, with pain, with unexpected turns. Trying to control every external event is a recipe for constant frustration and anxiety. It's like trying to command the tides or the wind, an exhausting and ultimately futile endeavor. The core of his teaching, the essence of Stoic wisdom in this regard, is the radical acceptance of what we cannot control and the focused mastery of what we can. This distinction is not just an intellectual exercise. It is the very foundation upon which inner peace is built. So what is this one thing that Marcus Aurelius champions as being firmly within our control? It's not your circumstances, not other people's actions, not your reputation, not even your physical health in its entirety. These all have external components that can defy your will. The one thing you have absolute, unequivocal control over, the emperor tells us, is your own mind. Specifically, your judgments, your opinions, your interpretations, and your responses to the events that unfold around you. This is your inner citadel, your fortress of solitude. Think about it, an event happens. It rains on your parade, someone criticizes you, you lose something valuable. The event itself is neutral. It is simply what is. It is neither good nor bad until we label it, until we assign it meaning through our judgment. If you are distressed by anything external, Marcus Aurelius wrote, the pain is not due to the thing itself, but to your estimate of it, and this you have the power to revoke at any moment. This is a revolutionary idea. The power isn't in changing the world, but in changing our mind about the world. Consider a traffic jam. For one person, it's a source of immense frustration, anger, and stress. For another, it's an unexpected opportunity to listen to a podcast, to think, or simply to be. The traffic jam is the same. The external event is identical. What differs? The difference lies entirely in their internal response, their judgment about the situation. One judges it as terrible, a disaster, ruining my day. The other judges it as an inconvenience but manageable, or even a moment of stillness. The power lies in that judgment. This isn't about pretending bad things are good. It's not about false positivity. It's about recognizing that our suffering often comes not from the event itself, but from the story we tell ourselves about the event, the meaning we attach to it. The one thing we can control is the lens through which we view the world. Is our lens smudged with fear, resentment, and negativity? Or is it clear, allowing us to see things as they are, without the added layer of our own emotionally charged interpretations? Marcus Aurelius urged himself and us to strip events bare of the commentary we add to them. Objective judgment now at this very moment. Unselfish action now at this very moment. Willing acceptance now at this very moment of all external events. That's all you need. This objective judgment is the key. It means seeing things without the immediate overlay of "this is terrible," "this is unfair," "this always happens to me." It means pausing before we react, before we assign that dramatic, often painful meaning. Imagine someone cuts you off in traffic. The immediate reaction might be anger, but what if you chose a different judgment? Perhaps they are rushing to an emergency, or simply, they made a mistake. Notice how the internal feeling shifts based on the judgment. This control over our judgments is not a passive state. It's an active practice. It requires vigilance and a willingness to examine our own thoughts. It's like tending a garden. We must actively pull the weeds of unhelpful judgments to allow peace to flourish. The one thing, then, this control over our inner world is where our true freedom lies. External circumstances can imprison our bodies, but they cannot imprison our minds unless we allow them to. Our capacity to choose our response is sacrosanct. This doesn't mean we become unfeeling robots. Emotions are natural. The Stoics weren't about suppressing emotion, but about understanding its origin. Distress, anxiety, anger often stem from flawed judgments, the judgment that something terrible and intolerable has happened. When we believe an external event has the power to destroy our peace, we give that event our power. Marcus Aurelius teaches us to reclaim that power by recognizing that only our own thoughts and actions can truly harm our inner state. So how do we begin to practice this? The first step is awareness. Start noticing your judgments. When you feel a strong negative emotion, pause and ask, what am I telling myself about this situation? What interpretation am I layering onto the bare facts? The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts, Marcus Aurelius reminded himself. If your thoughts are predominantly fearful, anxious, or resentful, your inner world will reflect that. If you cultivate thoughts of acceptance, reason, and perspective, your soul takes on that hue. Consider the language you use internally. Phrases like "this is a catastrophe" or "I can't handle this" fuel distress. What if you rephrase them? "This is challenging, but I can navigate it." Or "this is uncomfortable, but it will pass." The shift is subtle but profound. This practice of examining and reframing judgments is like exercising a muscle. Initially, it might feel difficult or unnatural, but with consistent effort, it becomes stronger, and your ability to maintain inner peace amidst external chaos grows. Another powerful technique is to separate the event from your interpretation. State the facts. My boss criticized my report. That's the event. The judgment might be, my boss thinks I'm incompetent, I might lose my job. See the difference. One is an observation, the other a story. Focus on the story. Is it true? Is it the only possible interpretation? Often, our initial judgments are based on assumptions, fears, or past experiences, not on the objective reality of the present moment. Challenge those stories. This doesn't mean ignoring real problems. It means addressing them from a place of calm clarity rather than panicked reactivity. When your judgments are measured, your actions are more effective. You solve problems rather than simply reacting to your fear of them. Marcus Aurelius spoke of an inner citadel, a fortress within the mind where you can retreat, find safety, and regain your composure, no matter what is happening externally. This citadel is built by consistently choosing rational, objective judgments. When you feel overwhelmed, visualize this inner citadel. Retreat there. Remind yourself of what you can control: your thoughts, your principles, your responses. The external storm cannot breach these walls unless you allow your judgments to open the gates. This ability to control our internal state is not about becoming detached from the world in an uncaring way. It's about engaging with the world more effectively, with more wisdom and compassion, because we are not constantly derailed by our own unregulated emotional reactions. Think of it as emotional aikido. Instead of meeting external force with internal resistance and turmoil, you learn to flow with it, redirecting the energy through your calm, considered judgment, maintaining your own balance and peace. The promise of this philosophy is not a life free from difficulty, but a life free from the exaggerated suffering that our own minds often create. It's about finding a profound and unshakable peace, independent of fluctuating external fortunes. This one thing, mastery over your judgments, is a lifelong practice. There will be moments you falter, where old reactive patterns resurface. That's okay. The key is to gently bring yourself back again and again to this central principle of control. Every time you choose a considered response over a knee-jerk reaction, you strengthen your inner citadel. Every time you question a negative judgment, you reclaim a piece of your inner peace. These small victories accumulate. Consider how much energy is wasted railing against things we cannot change. The weather, past events, other people's choices. Imagine redirecting all that energy inward, towards cultivating the garden of your own mind. What might bloom there? This internal control doesn't mean you won't feel sadness, or grief, or anger when appropriate. It means these emotions will be rooted in reality, proportionate to the event, rather than amplified by catastrophic thinking and unhelpful narratives. Marcus Aurelius wrote his meditations as personal reminders, a way to keep these principles at the forefront of his mind. Perhaps you can find your own way to do this: a journal, a moment of reflection each day, a chosen mantra. Ask yourself throughout the day, is this within my control? If it is, take responsible action. If it is not, practice acceptance and focus on your internal response, your chosen judgment. This simple question can be a powerful anchor. The beauty of this one thing is its universal accessibility. It requires no special equipment, no particular status, no external permission. The laboratory for this practice is your own mind, available to you at every moment. When you master your judgments, you become less reactive to criticism. You understand that others' opinions are their judgments, not necessarily truths about you. You can listen, learn if there's value, but remain internally undisturbed. This also fosters greater compassion. When you understand that others' difficult behaviors often stem from their own flawed judgments and inner turmoil, it's easier to respond with understanding rather than anger. Controlling this one thing, your internal world of judgment, isn't about achieving a state of constant, blissful happiness. It's about cultivating a deep, abiding equanimity, a resilience that allows you to navigate life's inevitable ups and downs with grace and strength. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength, Marcus Aurelius affirmed. This strength is not aggression, but a quiet, unshakable confidence in your ability to manage your inner state. Think of a challenging situation you are currently facing. Now, consciously separate the objective facts from your judgments and interpretations about those facts. What is actually happening, versus what story are you telling yourself about what's happening? Can you identify a judgment that is causing you distress? Is that judgment absolutely true and the only way to see the situation? What is an alternative, more empowering, or simply more neutral judgment you could choose instead? This is not about suppressing thoughts. Thoughts will arise. The practice is to observe them without immediate identification, to create a space between the thought and your acceptance of it as truth or me. This space allows you to choose your response. Do you buy into the fear-based thought, or do you let it pass and anchor yourself in a more reasoned perspective? The power of choice is paramount here. Remember, the goal is inner peace, not the absence of external problems. Problems are part of life. The goal is to meet these problems with a mind that is not adding to the burden with its own turmoil. The more you practice this internal control, the less swayed you'll be by external praise or blame. Your sense of self-worth will become anchored within, in your commitment to your principles and your reasoned judgments, not in the fickle opinions of others. This is the path to becoming, as the Stoics aimed, a eudaimonic individual, one who flourishes, who lives a life of virtue and inner well-being, regardless of external circumstance. It's about living in accordance with your highest self. Don't underestimate the profound impact of this seemingly simple shift. To control your judgments is to control the quality of your inner life, and your inner life largely determines your experience of the outer world. Start small. Pick one recurring minor annoyance in your day. Instead of your usual frustrated judgment, consciously choose a different, more neutral or even slightly positive interpretation. Notice the shift in your feeling. This practice cultivates profound self-awareness. You begin to understand your own patterns of thought, your triggers, your habitual reactions. This understanding is the first step towards changing them for the better. The peace that comes from this isn't a fragile peace, easily shattered. It's a resilient peace, born of inner strength and wisdom. It's the calm at the center of the storm, a calm you create and maintain. Each moment presents an opportunity to practice. When you feel irritation, anxiety, or anger rising, see it as a signal, a call to examine your judgments, to reclaim your inner sovereignty. This isn't about intellectual agreement alone. It requires consistent application. Knowing the path is different from walking the path. Commit to walking it, one conscious judgment at a time. The Stoics believe that living in accordance with nature, which includes our own rational nature, is key to a good life. Controlling our judgments aligns us with this rational nature, moving us away from purely animalistic reactivity. Imagine the freedom of knowing that your well-being is not hostage to external events, that you carry the source of your peace within you, always accessible, always under your command. This is the liberation Marcus Aurelius points towards. This focus on internal control fosters a profound sense of responsibility. Not blame, but the ability to respond. You are responsible for your inner world, and that is a powerful, empowering truth. As you practice, you'll find that external noise, the drama, the negativity, the trivialities, begins to fade in significance. Your attention will naturally gravitate towards what is truly important, what is truly within your sphere of influence. This isn't a quick fix, but a profound reorientation. It's shifting the locus of control from the unpredictable outer world to the manageable inner world. It's the difference between being a leaf in the wind and the captain of your own soul. The peace offered by Marcus Aurelius is not a dull, lifeless peace. It's a vibrant, dynamic peace that coexists with active engagement in the world. It's the peace that allows you to act with purpose and courage, unburdened by excessive fear or anxiety. So the one thing you must control to find inner peace is your judgment, your interpretation of events, your internal narrative. This is the key that unlocks the door to tranquility, regardless of external storms. It is your mind's assent to impressions that gives them power. If you do not assent to the idea that something is terrible, it loses its sting. You are the gatekeeper of your mind. Choose wisely what you allow to take root. Take a moment right now, think of a small worry. Ask, what is the bare fact? Then ask, what judgment am I adding? Can you soften that judgment? Can you choose a more neutral or empowering one? This is the practice in action. This ancient wisdom from Marcus Aurelius is a timeless gift. It empowers us to navigate the complexities of modern life with a sense of calm, purpose, and inner resilience. The power has always been within you. Finding inner peace is not about eliminating challenges. It's about transforming your relationship to those challenges by mastering the one thing truly yours: your internal world, your judgments, your chosen responses. This is your path to enduring serenity. Remember the emperor in the midst of chaos, finding his calm not by conquering the world but by conquering his own mind. That same power, that same potential for peace, resides within you, waiting to be cultivated. The journey to mastering your judgments is continuous, a daily opportunity for growth and deeper peace. Each conscious choice, each moment of awareness, strengthens your inner citadel, making it an unshakable sanctuary. Let the wisdom of Marcus Aurelius be a guiding light. The one thing is not a secret hidden away, but a capacity inherent in your own consciousness. Embrace the power of your perception, for it shapes your reality and your peace.